Hello, I'm Dan. Welcome back to another episode of Factorio. So, as you can see from our map, I changed some things around here with our wall. Um, just basically, instead of being that weird L shape, I blew it out to a whole box here. And I did some cleanup and removed some of the wall from other places where it wasn't necessary anymore. Anyways, today we are going to get started on building some stuff here. So we're going to need a passive provider chest, which I should have some just sitting around here. Here's one. So, well, first off, we need to make our blueprint. And we're going to do it under this line because there's some resources up above the line here that we're going to need. So we're going to come basically all the way over here, and we're going to work our way that way. So what we're gonna need is it's gonna be really similar to what we've got going on up here. In fact, I think I might copy what we have already and then let the robots put it down and then edit it and make a new setup here, because it's gonna be almost exactly the same, I think, roughly. So I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna do this to there, and I think this covers 4, but I'm gonna do 5 just in case. Yeah. Let's do that. Alright, so now we're going to head back down this way. I'm going to shove some of this stuff down in that requester chest. We're going to let our robots place this down, and then we're going to edit it and make a new blueprint. I'm just going to pick this one up, and we're going to put it back down closer to where we're actually going to place this thing. There are going to be some things in the way, like right here. We need our shotgun. There we go. I mean, I see a couple trees around. Probably not a huge deal. Just use this guy. Clean out some of this mess. Yeah, that should be fine for the moment. We'll get some more of it later. Anyways. Let's put our requester chest down right here. We're going to put all this stuff in here. There we go. That stuff. Our electric furnaces. We have a single beacon that I just made. We may make some more then, but we're going to go with 1 for now. And I think that'll about do it. So if we take this guy, we're going to rotate this way. And I think we're going to do 2 deep, but for the moment, I want to make sure to leave enough room on either side. So we're going to go and we're just going to put that right there. Yeah. So we'll wait for the robots to make that, then we will see how the coverage here works and how we want this to actually be. Shouldn't take long. We've got lots of robots in the network now, and a lot of them should be down this way from moving these walls around. And there we go. Oh, I didn't put, hang on, I didn't put any of these in there. Which it may or may not figure out are actually there now. Unless they're coming from, they could be coming from somewhere else. It's not giving me the message. Yeah, here they come. They're coming from a ways away. Anyways, we should probably take and walk in here and let's pick the beacon up. Where is the beacon? Okay, so the beacon covers 1, 2, 3. I think it covers 4. Just barely. So let's actually take and not stand in there. Let's put that beacon down. And then we're going to pick this up. Like so. All right, so we're gonna do sets of 8 of these guys. How's that coverage? Okay, that's pretty well covered as far as electricity goes there. So we're gonna clear this, and then we're going to make a new one. Okay, so now from here, this will just go. Oh, that's not quite right. Okay, so we're going to need to put this down to there, I think. Yeah, clear that again. Do that. And that should work. We're not going to have the beacons we need, but that's fine. We want to do 80. So I need to do this 10 times. So it's going to be like this. And then here and here and here and here 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. That should be everything we need for the iron. And we're going to do similar things with the copper and the steel then. We only made enough furnaces to do the iron, so we're going to repurpose the iron, shift the iron down here, and then we're going to have to pick all that stuff back up. Yeah, like I said, we're not going to have the beacons we need, but that shouldn't be a huge deal. Right, so we gotta wait for these to finish. Once these are finished, then we're gonna have to determine how we're going to handle some of this stuff. Okay, but at the same time, we don't actually need these end pieces here on these middle sections. I can actually just come through and cancel those off on the ones that haven't been placed yet. I didn't put enough stuff in there. Put some of this stuff in. We're running out of inserters, but that should be fine. It should be able to come up with the inserters on its own. I am actually going to walk through and cancel off these beacons, because we don't have those anywhere, so it's never going to find them. We will just we'll place those on our own. Okay, so this whole mess is going to need powered, and I think we can probably just do that. Yep, okay, so that'll power the whole thing. One of the problems we're going to have here is ore. Almost all of our ore is coming from way up here on the other side of our base. So we're going to have to get all of this ore down to where we need it at. I mean, we're also going to be mining new ore to take its place, which maybe we will start first before we divert some of this. We do need to remember that all of this is basically going to go away, and we're going to have all this room to do stuff in. And we may handle the ore differently since we're going to be using trains. We may collect the ore from way up there with trains. So let's actually take a look at what we need to make electric drills here. So we've got some stuff here. Why don't we see if we can set up some electric drills somewhere real quick to be mass produced, because we've got some stuff down here that we're going to mine and we're going to use belts to handle. Some of it's going to come in by train, some of it's not. We are probably going to mine this spot too, which means I will probably pick this whole thing up and move it down then, but not right now. Okay, so I think we can probably repurpose this guy. That's not what I wanted to do at all. Cancel. I want to repurpose you to make that. And then I will take and make a passive provider here. We will put that right there, and then we can do this. There we go. Making drills. Excellent. So we've got a couple spots that we're going to mine this stuff at. I'm going to need some belts, though. So part of what we're going to do here, at least part of what my plan is, to put this stuff. That's where the wall used to be. I didn't pick up the electric poles because I didn't know what everything was attached to and didn't want to mess anything up. So we're going to mine stuff here. And we're going to... Any time we're mining a different spot, it's going to be on its own belt. And we're not going to... We don't... Basically, I don't want to ever overflow, basically. I want the miners to be running at full speed all the time, which is not necessarily easy. Some of these we're just going to clear out because robots won't be able to get all of them. Yeah. So we'll start probably, we've got a big patch of iron there. We've got some iron up here. Smaller patch, another small patch. Each of these are going to end up being on their own belt, which is purposeful, at least. They're going to be their own belt to a point. Basically, we need to... Essentially, each of these sections needs to be full all the time with ore. And accomplishing that isn't necessarily going to be easy. So I think that's probably what we're going to try and design now. I'm gonna hook up this electricity, but only temporarily, just so that stops flashing. Okay, so what we need to try and design is we've got 4 lines that we need to get equal amounts of ore onto all 4 lines. But we need like maximum amount of throughput, basically. I'm not entirely sure how to do this, but we'll figure it out. So if we've got ore coming in, I'm just gonna pull these back a little bit. Okay, so we've got 5 spots here that we need to get ore into. And we're going to have ore coming from basically all over the place. But generally from just down here. We're going to have a train that's going to unload all sorts of types of ore. We're going to... Well, there'll probably be multiple trains unloading multiple types of ore. Yeah, so how are we going to do this best, I would say? And I'm not entirely sure. So I think for the time being, maybe I wonder. Okay, so let's think this through. So let's say we've got ore coming from this direction. We've got ore coming from this direction, and ore coming from a train, which is going to be down here. So if we're doing that, okay, so we'll say we have 4 sets. 1, 2, 3, 4, basically. We'll make it 5. We'll have 1 track for each of these. Now, these tracks may all not necessarily have the same amount of stuff on them, which then becomes a bit of a problem. So we could do something like this, which will load balance some of them together. Actually, that doesn't really load balance, does it? Because a load balancer... Load balancer, this is a load balancer when it, so load balancer for, would be something like this. But this is also like a load balancer that combines 2 together, but we don't really want to combine 2 together. So this is all a big mess. I don't really know how to handle this situation here. I don't really know how to handle this situation the best, I should say. I guess we could just bring it all down and connect it up and play it by ear. Use inserters and chests and put it all into the same place where the train is coming from. And then we're just coming from 1 spot. And then we will, from that singular spot, load stuff up onto these different these different ones here, I guess. I'm not entirely sure what the best way to do this is. It wouldn't be a bad idea to have just like a whole ton of buffer chests too. That way, if, you know, we back up, you know, if we catch up, the iron builds up, and then you build up a whole ton of ore into the buffer chests, and when the iron itself backs up, it's not a huge deal. This is I mean, this is pretty wild. Let's see if robots will bring us some stuff here. What does this say? Oh, objects are being damaged. Okay, so yeah, I'm not really sure how we're gonna combine all this stuff together. Yeah, so I'm gonna do a little research off camera, try and figure out how to do that. Next episode, we'll come back and I will hopefully have an idea, a good idea, how to balance 5 separate lines of ore. And then we'll have to figure out how we're going to get the iron to where it needs to go. Because we'll have, essentially we're going to have 5 separate iron lines as well, that not only will need load balanced, but what are those robots doing? Yeah, we'll have 5. Not only will we have 5 separate lines that will need load balanced, we will need to inject them into the system here somehow. Obviously, some of them at the start here, and we'll want to basically inject them in other places. I think what we'll do is we'll find some spots where we're pooling iron and then bring them in and inject them in midstream, hopefully. So like a lot of iron is being used here, so we will inject in after there. We'll find the spots where the iron's being used the most. There's a lot being used. Actually, there's not really any being used there. There's a lot being used here. And I'm sure some other places here. There are many being used. What is going on here? I think the robots are trying to bring these things to me, but very confused about how to do so. Yeah, that's what's going on. Anyways, that'll do it for this episode. I'm going to try and figure out how we load balance those 5 lines, basically, off camera, and we'll look into it next time. So if you like the video, click like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time for some more Factorio. Thanks for watching. Bye.